standing before hundreds of decorated officers in the grand auditorium of the military headquarters. I felt completely invisible. My father sat in the front row, his chest heavy with medals and his face hardened by decades of stern authority. Beside him was my brother, the golden child who could do no wrong. I was just a quiet captain holding a secret that was about to shatter our entire world. My name is Maya Cross, and as an Army intelligence officer specializing in linguistics, I was never the soldier my father wanted. He believed real strength was measured in physical firepower, while I spent years mastering 7 foreign languages. On that Tuesday morning, I sat in the 10th row, trying to mentally prepare for a routine ceremony that quickly spiraled into public humiliation. Growing up under the roof of General Arthur, Sterling meant living in a shadow that swallowed everything whole. My mother had passed away when I was young, leaving me with her love for books and foreign cultures. While my brother Bradley was groomed for command at top military academies, my achievements were constantly dismissed as useless hobbies that lacked true battlefield value. I still remembered the painful Thanksgiving evening when I received a full scholarship to study linguistics at a prestigious university. When I proudly showed the acceptance letter at the dinner table, my father did not even bother to read it. He tossed the paper aside, next to food scraps, and raised his glass to celebrate my brother instead, leaving me utterly humiliated before our relatives. Rather than letting that rejection break my spirit, I joined the military police and proved my worth through quiet dedication. Stationed at a freezing northern outpost, I used my language skills to solve a complex internal investigation that had stumped senior leadership. By analyzing subtle speech patterns, I secured a full confession from a suspect without raising my voice or using force. That breakthrough earned me a temporary transfer to high-level intelligence operations, where I met Warrant Officer Nathan Reed. Nathan was a digital expert who understood the hidden language of technology, and he treated my skills with genuine respect. For the first time in my career, I found an ally who recognized that true intelligence was about building bridges rather than tearing down walls. Everything collapsed during a sensitive overseas assignment when my satellite phone rang late one evening. It was my father, accompanied by Bradley, demanding that I alter an official security report regarding a private defense contractor. They wanted me to cover up technical failures to protect the commercial interests of my father, expecting me to sacrifice my integrity for the family name. When I firmly refused to commit a crime, the warmth left the voice of my father, replaced by cold threats of professional ruin. Bradley chimed in, mocking my hesitation and reminding me that I was merely a tool to be used for their ambition. I took a deep breath, stated clearly that I would not break the law, and disconnected the call, knowing full well there would be immediate retaliation. 3 days later, my team was targeted in a brutal surprise attack at a remote operational site. The enemy knew our exact location and used classified details that could only have come from an internal breach. Bullets tore through the air, and as blood stained my shoulder, I realized with sickening clarity that my own family had betrayed our position to silence me. Reassigned to a quiet desk job in Virginia, I refused to let them bury the truth. I reached out to Nathan through an encrypted channel, and together we began digging into the digital records surrounding the attack. Nathan uncovered deleted server logs showing that Bradley had authorized the leak, while my father signed off on a massive contract increase immediately afterward. Instead of filing standard paperwork that could easily be buried by corrupt officials, I sent the encrypted evidence directly to General Douglas Hayes. Hayes was a 4-star commander, known for his unyielding commitment to military honor and truth. I attached a short note explaining that the integrity of the institution was at risk, then waited anxiously for his response. The response arrived as an official summons to the annual awards ceremony, where my father was scheduled to be honored. As the ceremony unfolded, General Hayes walked to the podium and unexpectedly directed the technical team to project our evidence onto the massive auditorium screens. Audio recordings of Bradley discussing the sabotage echoed clearly through the silent hall for everyone to hear. A collective gasp filled the room as the face of my father turned completely pale on the big screen. Uniformed officers moved quickly to arrest Bradley right in the middle of the audience, while every eye turned toward my family in disbelief. General Hayes called me up to the stage, acknowledging my courage and presenting the truth before the highest ranking leaders in the country. I walked down the main aisle with my head held high, passing my brother in handcuffs and my father standing in silent shock. For 35 years, I had sought their approval, but in that pivotal moment, I felt only a profound sense of liberation. I looked my father in the eyes, realizing his power over me was forever broken, and walked away from their ruined legacy. Days later, my father requested one final meeting at a quiet coffee shop, offering me his old academy ring as an effort to sweep the scandal away. He begged me to forget the past and protect what remained of our family name. But I gently pushed the box back across the table. I told him that true honor comes from actions rather than symbols, then wished him well and left. I eventually accepted an instructor position at the Military Police Academy, creating a specialized program focused on strategic communication and cultural understanding. Outside my new office hung a small brass plaque sent by Nathan, officially naming the room after the moniker I had earned in the field. Watching young soldiers learn the power of listening reminded me that my true strength had never been a weakness. Looking back on the long road that brought me here, I realized that standing up for truth often requires walking away from the people who should have protected you. Healing did not come from seeking revenge, but from discovering my own worth and building a life based on authentic purpose. When you choose to honor your own values, no shadow can ever extinguish your light.